Let's get you up to speed on Election Day, the primary day. The District 9 race for the Republican nomination features a crowded field of 5. Now, there are some familiar names in there and others who are first-time candidates. Steve Iwanek, he joins us now live to give us a look at each of these 5 as the voting starts to wind down. Steve?
Well, Jeff, good evening. It's an interesting crop of candidates in this year's primary for the GOP. You mentioned it. There's a couple of faces that people recognize. There's a former state rep, a current state rep. Then you have an Air Force veteran, a health care specialist, and the former deputy director of ICE, all with their own vision for how they want to see Northwest Ohio in the future. So let's begin with Derek Merrin. Derek Merrin, who many people remember from 2024, ran against Democrat longtime Representative Marcy Kaptur. He fell by less than just 1% in that 2024 race. Now, of these 5 candidates, only 3 have current or past political experience. You get to Josh Williams. He is a state rep currently for District 44, and he's widely considered a strong challenge to Merrin. And he told us last night that he's focused on fixing the welfare system in Ohio. He kind of described it as, quote, quicksand here in the Buckeye State. Then you have Madison Sheehan, who is a former deputy director of ICE under President Donald Trump, and she's running on a strong immigration policy background. Then you have Aaliyah Nadeem, who is an Air Force veteran, and Anthony Campbell, who has a background in healthcare. They're both the 2 political outsiders heading into this year's race. Now, Aaliyah Nadeem, she's talked to WTOL in the past. She actually talked to us in June of last year on Leading Edge when she launched her campaign. And at that time, she talked about 2 big topics: the debt nationally and the drug epidemic here in Northwest Ohio.
The debt when she got into office in 1983 was 1.1 trillion. It's now 36 trillion. We have a drug epidemic, especially with fentanyl and overdoses in the Lucas County and Toledo area.
So a lot of unique visions and pathways that each of these candidates have for Northwest Ohio if they were to get the nomination after tonight to face off against Kaptur in November. And if you are a voter right now that hasn't come out to a poll yet, you have until 7:30. And if you are in line after 7:30, you still will be able to vote. For now, here in Rossford, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.
Well, as Steve just mentioned, whoever wins tonight will take on incumbent Democrat Marcy Kaptur come November. She's served Northwest Ohio since 1983 and is hoping to do so again. Megan Hartnett joins us in South Toledo. Megan, political experts say this year will pose a challenge as the district has been redrawn.
Kaylee, this isn't the first time in recent years that the district has been redrawn. I mean, at one point, it even extended farther east towards Cleveland. It gained the nickname the Snake on the Lake, but this map was most recently redrawn in October of last year, and it now extends farther west. And political experts say it's an extremely diverse district. It now includes the urban area of Toledo, more suburbs, and a lot more rural areas. The district used to have a roughly 50-50 split of voters, but now it has more of a Republican lean. Political experts say this will make it more difficult for Representative Kaptur come November, but that's assuming people will vote along party lines. Incumbents do tend to have an advantage, but a lot of Representative Kaptur's voting history has brought changes to Toledo and the Lake Erie area.
She has voted in favor and supported bills that benefit Toledo, but that's just kind of where her district has been. And so I think it will really be interesting because none of the Republican candidates nor Marcy Kaptur have been full representatives of some of these areas before, whether in the state legislature or in Congress.
When this new map was approved, Representative Kaptur did release a statement, and she said she believes it's self-serving for Republicans and that she was going to stay focused on this election and serving the people of Northwest Ohio. Reporting in South Toledo, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
If you live in Lucas County, one issue on the ballot has to do with emergency services. Commissioners are asking for an increase to fund 911 services for the first time in nearly 20 years. The county wants to go from 0.7 to 0.8 mils. That would cost you about $28 for every $100,000 of your home's value. The additional money would help maintain and upgrade the county's 911 services.
Ohio voters are also deciding what the race for governor will look like in November. Vivek Ramaswamy is going up against Casey Putsch for the Republican nomination. Now, you will see a third name on the ballot today, or you have already seen that third name on the ballot, Heather Hill. But the Ohio Secretary of State's office disqualified Hill last month after her running mate, Stuart Moats, dropped out. Votes for her will not count. Dr. Amy Acton is running unopposed for the Democratic nomination, while Don Kissick is running as a Libertarian. Governor Mike DeWine is term limited and cannot run again. We are bringing you wall-to-wall election coverage all night, and it starts tonight at 7 o'clock on WTOL 11+. Our Melissa Andrews joins our sister station in Columbus, WBNS, to bring you in-depth coverage of the state's biggest races as your vote gets counted. Plus, we will have live reports from Toledo and Cleveland. Ohio votes. Watch it tonight from 7 to 11, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11+.